Ladies and gentlemen, we've enjoyed this Golden Girl, beginning with her co-hosting duties with Al Jarvis, a little show called Life with Elizabeth, through just about every successful television game show produced. In fact, she's been called the First Lady of game shows. Now, whether your favorite is Sue Ann Nivens from The Mary Tyler Moore Show, St. Olaf's Rose Nyland on The Golden Girls, or maybe Catherine Piper, Boston Legal, no matter who it is, this multi-Emmy Award-winning actress remains one of the most admired and loved ladies in television. Betty White.
Well, hello there. And I know we all pretend we came here to see Ed, but I know you all came to see me, didn't you? I can't fight it. Thank you. I adore Ed Asner. Everybody can start with that and then go on from there. But I didn't come into the Mary Tyler Moore Show until the 4th season. Mary and I had been good friends, and through our husbands and stuff, and we had a marvelous friendship. So I was thrilled when I was invited to be on the show. But I was intimidated because I walked on the set, and here are all these ace players, and I thought, I'm in very deep water. Well, they all were so nice. They couldn't have been nicer. And the one that scared me was Ed. He intimidated me. He loves to play the curmudgeon, and I bought it. I thought he was. And as a matter of fact, he may still be. I have no idea. But we had a marvelous time. And of course, Sue Ann Nivens hit on Ed every chance she got. And Betty was sorely tempted, but she never got quite that far. I don't think. No. However, I must say, everybody says, what was your favorite episode or what was your favorite moment on the show? And Ed was responsible for it. I wasn't in the scene, but the one that still can make me laugh when I think about it was, as I say, Sue Ann hit on him, and she finally nailed him and spent the night at his apartment. He comes into work the next day, walks through and says to Mary, come on in here. She goes into his office, and he goes to the bottom drawer of his desk, and he pulls out a bottle, hands it to her. He says, nobody should get that drunk. It can make me laugh. It makes me laugh. I do adore him, and we've stayed beloved friends through the years, even at one point playing Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, and for which we both got a stunt check, you know. I love you, Ed, and I'm privileged to be here. Thank you very, very much.
Hal Kanter was responsible for the breakup of the team of Martin and Lewis. Did you know that? No. It seems Dean wanted more humor in the act, suggested to change to Martin, Kanter, and Lewis. Jerry didn't like it. Team separated. Dean decided to join 2 others, Frank and Sammy. Jerry went on to become a successful filmmaker, and our resident humorist became Hal Kanter. Hal Kanter.
Thank you, Chuck. As I was making this notes this morning, Mrs. Kanter, my present wife, of 66 years, she said, you don't have to make a long speech about Ed this afternoon. You can bore him with a short one. But like everybody else around here, I adore Ed Asner, so I won't give him the message that I was asked to deliver by Charlton Heston. Because I don't use that kind of language. Wolf Blitzer just announced that Ed Asner will address the Pacific Pioneer broadcasters in 23 minutes. I can hardly wait. I'm happy to address my fellow pioneers for just a few minutes for the first time since the Writers Guild settled our strike against the producers. And the very next day, almost 1,000 writers went back to work. And over 10,000 of us went back to looking for work. And I must thank Ed ASNER for remaining such a stalwart union man. He joined the many SAG members who picketed in sympathy. In fact, he was one of the famous faces who were picketing Culver City when the MGM lion came out and pissed on his leg.
I thought you didn't use language.
Ed is my favorite overweight actor. He's always been overweight. From birth, he was a bouncing baby boy, but nobody knew he was a boy until he stopped bouncing. And then, when he grew up, I once wrote a screenplay for him in which he could have won an Oscar had he played it. But the director thought he was too heavy, so the part went to Anna Magnani. I'm happy to see that you've trimmed down a little, Ed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for you.
Good, thank you. I remember when you were a husky lad, back in high school in Kansas City, and you went out for football, but the coach said they already had one. That's when you started wrestling. Anytime, anywhere, any woman. Don't you think it's about time you quit?
Never.
Oh, no, okay, never.
Not if I can lift the spoon.
Okay. Ed is still a powerful guy. He can tear a telephone book in half with his bare hands. Takes him a little longer these days, doing it one page at a time. The new Yellow Pages is so enormous that when I picked it up, the first number I had to look for was hernia repair. For those of you who have ever been in this Potomac tabernacle, we Pacific pioneers are known to the federal government as a Medicare nightmare. When once, gotta get a light sip here. When once we used to greet each other by exchanging phone numbers of hot new restaurants, today we greet each other with, "Wait till you hear what my new specialist had to say." I'm waiting. There are many things that I want to ask Ed about, like when did he become the poster boy for acid indigestion? Do nuns shop at Victoria's Secret? And if so, why? And why did Ed turn down the title role in Walt Disney's the Texas Chainsaw Manicurist? But I've talked too long already, and there are others waiting to do even more. So I'll leave you with this other bulletin from Wolf Blitzer. Angelina Jolie has now formally adopted the entire continent of Africa. Ed, dear man, shalom.
Thanks for joining us. You know, I can already feel the excitement building for our next Hollywood Media Professional Celebrity Showcase.